Hello there, and welcome back to my Cobalt Core Let's Play series. This is my series where I try to get a hardest win with each of the 56 different crew combinations, and today I got Dizzy, Isaac, and Book as my crew combination. I'm going with the Artemis just because it's a well-rounded ship. Yeah, let's just get into it. Here, books can provide some shield, like you do have Mage Hand at the start of the game, so, the one shield there is important. And then Dizzy just like shield as well. Isaac also can give some shield, but it's rare that you do. Regardless, though, I am going to lose 2 max hull and then move forward. Let's see here. Here, I think just for an easier time, I'm going to remove 2 cards, as I think that is one of the stronger options in the game. You do have Mage Hand, you have Block Shot, you have Attack Drone, so you don't really need the basic shot. So removing 2 is fine. There we go. Block Shot deals with the first column. And then I'm going to play Parallel Shift and Shield Surge just to, let's see here. Shield Surge just to get the extra, shield, and then Parallel Shift so I can move the attack drone around. And then because we played Shield Surge earlier, we are good for this turn in terms of defense. And then the Parallel Shift allows us to play a second attack drone. And then Parallel Shift here is just so I only have to use 1 evade instead of 2 to deal some extra damage. And let's see here, we have exactly enough damage. Payback's a hard one to do, especially this early on. I don't think we have the deck for it. I think at this point we're probably going to have to skip and move forward. Let's see here. So we do have 2 repair yards. If we go down or if we go out to the top, I'm gonna go with the top option just because there is a route with 2 events, and that way I can keep my deck thinner. Now this is a scary fight because not this turn but the next turn this enemy gets payback, and that can quickly scale up in damage. No evade is going to be rough. Let's see here. Basic shot, basic dodge. And let's just get another attack drone. Try to end this fight quickly. And okay, we are going to win here. Oh. Okay. A flex move. Yeah, I think flex move is essentially the only real value thing we need. The rest we should be good. Unpolished crystal, just to get it done, and then attack drone. There was something like flex move and parallel shift solves for this turn, and we can... Oh, let's see here. Oh, I just wasted a drone shift there. There we go. That's how I'm going to deal with that turn. Just drone shift and move a little more to the left. And we're going to do the same thing as before. And then from here, any 1 damage is enough for me to carry the ball all the way to the left. And then I don't want more cards, so I don't want to get Sport Orb. And here, Bubbler, I think, is going to be the best artifact we can pick up, as at this point, we have Flex Move, and we have a thinner deck for Attack Drone, so we can just build our deck around spamming Attack Drone at this point. I'm just going to gain the Evade right now, because I can afford it. And then I also want to build up as much shield as I can in case I run into turns where, what's it called? I get, like, payback and safety override on the same turn, so you don't immediately just perish. There we go. The other strategy you can do when you have people like Isaac on your team is purposely park your ship in front of a attack drone, and that way safety override will hit the drone and not Spike here. You know, it does a decent amount of damage. Six more to go. That is enough with 2 safety overrides. Then yeah, I don't need anything. It's just setting up now. We are going to get rid of Block Shot pretty quickly, so Photon Condenser doesn't help. Rock Collection, it just helps with like the first couple of turns for setting up. Yeah, here we kind of want to upgrade Flex Move so it's not as expensive. Sharp Edges for some chip damage would be nice. Grandma, this is a pretty good event because we can remove an extra card. Let's see here. Since we're using attack turn, I'm going to get rid of our offensive options that we aren't using, so Block Shot can go. Yes, that locks me out of a potential infinite if in case I get like Recalibre and what's it called? Glaze Shot or Gazer Beam, I believe. But really, how am I going to get that? That's 2 artifacts, which is pretty rare that I'm going to be able to just assemble that. On top of also figuring out a way to actually get to the point where I can keep recycling the 1 attack card. Yeah, I'm gonna try and keep my drones healthy, that way they can keep dealing damage. Okay, that gets us through that fight. Again, we want nothing. And then we have the extra value from attack drone. We have flex move upgraded. If I didn't have bubbler, I would probably go with attack drone B just for the extra defense that provides, but because we do have bubbler, I'm fine with going attack drone A. And here I'm just going to thin out my deck while I get more and more attack drones started. There goes. Here we see rock collection provides some value for me. So this is a sad part about these attacks is yes, they do provide some block, but I kind of am in the way. Granted, I do have the drone shift to spare, so I'm going to use it. Okay, there was a better way I could have ordered my turn. Oh well, we aren't taking any hull damage here, so we should be good. I move over and then I defend. There we go. I should win next turn. Yeah. Okay. Again, we want nothing. Radio Repeater is good here. The other good artifact is Simplicity, just because it thins out your deck. Anyways, from here on out, the long-term plan is just to visit as many shops as I can and thin out my deck. I'm trying to think on what I actually need to thin first. It doesn't really matter which shop you get through, it's going to be roughly the same options. In fact, it's probably better to go bottom, as you have a choice to go bottom path. Granted, that bottom path is more narrow than the middle one, so yeah, it doesn't really matter in this case. Remove a card. And Shield Surge is just better than basic block, so we will get rid of basic block. There we go. I would rather take the damage than lose a attack drone, just because it gets me through the fight significantly faster. Again, I need nothing. And I'm gonna go with this top rack because I'm confident enough to go into an elite fight. I'm also fine attacking Ceretza with an honorable duel. I have flex moves, so I can move around my attack drones as needed to avoid the cockpit, which has a weak point on it. Here, Crystal Shard essentially thins out my deck because it's a zero cost card that draws me a new one. Yeah. Anyways, so this should win me right here. Yeah. Skip rewards. We'll do event. Nope, this is going to be a skip because we do not want more cards. We are going to eventually lose both of our Dizzy cards, so long-term regenerator isn't going to help. So I'm going to gain overclock generator. I also don't care about the short-term. We are strong enough as is. And then I don't want more cards. So the hardest thing that this fight is going to have is the Seeker missiles. So I'm going to try and keep my shield up as high as possible. And yeah. We are going to slowly whittle down this opponent and we win. Okay, so at 24 health, it takes 6 of these drone attacks to win. And that should get us up to 3, so we'll be halfway done. A little bit more than halfway because sharp edges gives some chip damage. And there we go, we win. I don't need perfect specimen. Yes, it's essentially a free pickup because I can draw it and then it becomes a cantrip. Ooh, radio control though is also another good option because it can also just give me another strong option down the line. I'll pick up radio control. And then crosslink just for the extra bit of support it provides. And then here, I'm gonna get rid of block shot. Something like Mage Hand provides some shielding guaranteed. And then it also has the chance to not have a damaging option. There we go. We can start our aggressiveness early on. And let's see here. We'll get knocked left to 3, but that's fine. I'm going to lose. Actually, let's just try going for a no-hull loss game here. There we go. No hull lost so far. And again, we want nothing. Okay, so Genesis here, I don't want to pick up. Yes, I can eventually thin out the Genesis canisters, but I think the just initial cost of doing that is going to be too much for us to handle. And then there isn't really any artifacts we really care about fracture detection, drone piercer, and jettison hatch would be nice. I don't think it's needed. Shield burst at least provides me some extra utility with mage hand, and shield surge providing an extra defense. And then dirty engines, I don't want to deal with trash in my pile at all. So shield burst it is. Okay. Okay, again, we only have 2 repair yards. Gosh. I back to 3 elites can sometimes be brutal. I'm going to go on to the bottom. Okay. This is going to be a rougher fight. That is for sure. One heads up about the Hooper is they can occasionally throw out, what's it called? Secret missiles. Oh, let's see here. And then my main goal is I'm going to hopefully get them to do a dodge left option in the future. And that way I can set it up so they will dodge into even more attack drones. There we go. The reason why I did Mage Hand there is to save some evade by knocking Hooper here to the left. Now, Striker Squadron A is not too worth it. We only really need the 1 card, so just keeping it our deck small is fine. Corrupted Core, flex a move, basic dodge, and we will move forward. Again, rock collection is providing some pretty good value for us. There we go. We will sacrifice the shield there. And yeah, let's move on to next turn. 14 hull to go. Solar Breeze is something that is a cantrip, and it can help us with positioning around our attack drones. Granted, we already have Flex Move A, so I don't think it's too needed. I also don't think we've been running out of drone shift as well, so skip. Again, this kind of remove a card. Yes, there's an argument to upgrade Radio Control to Radio Control A, but I don't think that's too needed. And here I am going to let go of Mage Hand. We don't need the defense too much. Okay, this I want to see if I can set up getting 3 attack turns. If I don't, that's fine, but it would be nice. Yeah, we didn't get it. It would have woken up on this turn regardless. Okay, we win. Sharp Edges there provided the last attack we needed. Sure, I guess we'll pick up Rudy Caliber, see if we would have gotten the Infinite with the Razor Beam. And then Shield Memory, it kind of actually gives us more shield over time. And we want nothing from Tooth, sadly. And let's see here. Corrupted Core, just to get rid of things. Now, one thing about radio control is it does trigger every, what's it called? Mid-row object, so these attack turns facing me also get activated twice. I should have used Flex Move there. Radio control, and then Flex Move. Oh yeah, same with the radio repeater. That also double activates. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to shove everything over to the left. I think this is going to be a double secret turn, yep. Flex move, and I guess gain some more evade in the meantime. Oh, right, radio repeater. Okay, so we didn't get our goal of no damage. Let's see here. We do 1, 2, take 2, and then we do another. Yes, we'll be fine. Okay, so one last remove. We really haven't used basic dodge too much. Parallel shift we also haven't been using all too much, so I think it's a toss-up. I think parallel shift is more useless. You might want to be moving your ship around to dodge like the Cobalt's attacks more often. So that's what we're getting rid of. I'm going to get rid of Corrupted Core to thin out my deck. Unpolished Crystal to be able to, let's see here, what's it called? Just also remove the card essentially. Because anytime I draw a Crystal Shard from that point on, I get a free dodge. And then I'm going to play Flex Move just for the extra evade. You very rarely ever want to end your turn with 0 evade. That's usually pretty bad. Okay, Drone Shift can deal with the missile. One, two, and block there. Ooh, wait. I can do radio control. And then block there. Okay, that's a little smart thing that you can do with a radio control is use an attack drone to attack a concussable spot. And then I'm going to park this drone where it deals the most damage. Okay, a little unfortunate, but we have the shield to take the damage. There we go. Another nice thing about radio control is that got me out of the way. And then I don't think we win this turn, but next turn we are pretty well set up. So yeah, it's GG here. Oh. So yeah, this episode was essentially a Isaac carry. Attack drone A is a pretty strong option. Flex move, just being able to give yourself evade and then drone shift at the same time is pretty good value. Since you can get the evade you want and then the drone shift can use to move your drones around. And then yeah, stuff like radio repeater. It does make fights faster, but as you saw with the one, we did lose 4 hull, so we didn't quite have a 0 hull damage game. But that's fine. I am surprised that Shield Burst gave as much value as it did. Shield Surge was kind of nice, being able to block 3 damage with this in play. On Unpolished Crystal, it was just there as a card that already thins out. But yeah, I think my next 2 card removes, in case I had them, were going to be remove Shield Surge and then remove Basic Dodge. That way you can start to play Attack Drone A more often. In fact, I think it would probably just be remove Basic Dodge or upgrade Basic Dodge to Basic Dodge A. That way you can just still get that attack drone multiple times a turn. You can only really do it twice because Unpolished Crystal will not draw itself back. It'll just draw 1 card instead. If you have something like Draw Shot, that's when you could start doing multiple attack drones using, or more than 2 attack drones with the exact same card. But yeah, Bubbler was also pretty important for this build as well because it helped protect the attack drones. If I didn't have Bubbler, I would have got Attack Drone B instead. And then Rock Collection here was decent for just providing some defense. Sharp Edges was also just some chip damage as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. If there's anything you guys feel like I can do to improve my videos, feel free to let me know below in the comments. I am trying out some new mic settings, so hopefully that makes it so my words are a bit more audible. And yeah, have a nice day and take care.